and welcome to another Fun Maths with Alex. For this, you're going to need a ruler, a sharp pencil, and a pair of compasses like we did last time. Pretty much it, and some paper as well. I'm also going to use a Sharpie marker so that you can see the lines that I draw a bit better. And today what we're going to be talking about is another cool fun maths drawing thing called a fractal. Now, a fractal is basically a pattern that repeats itself. There's some very, very complicated ones out there. Like if you look at the Mandelbrot set on Google Images, you'll see that looks really, really weird, but also very pretty. I'm going to be showing you some very, very simple and easy patterns that you can draw, fractals that you can draw. They are mathematical shapes, so they're very, very cool. And I'm just going to show you that now. So what we're going to do is start with a line. Now it needs to be a line that is divisible by 3. So I'm going to be doing it on inches and do a line that is 3 inches long. Mark each of the inches here so that I don't know if you can see that, so I'll just dot it in pen. So we have our line here, and we have our markings here like that. Now they are going to be important in just a moment, but we do need to have lines equidistant apart, so that is where this comes in. If you remember from our video a few videos ago, we learned how to draw an equilateral triangle using just a compass, a pair of compasses, and a ruler, a straight line. And this is a use for it. So we're going to draw our triangle in and draw it here, and that is slightly off. There we go, much better. Right, and of course we're going to mark these. These are 3 inches long, of course. We're going to mark our inches here and our inches here. We're going to mark our inches get this as good as I possibly can here and also here. So I don't know if you can just about see that. I'm going to dot it again with the Sharpie just so that you can see a bit better. We have our triangle lines here, and we have our markings here, here, here and here. They are our inch markings. So we now have our markings here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to draw some more triangles, but we're going to draw them here. So what I'm going to do is use this as my new edge. I'm going to draw some equilateral triangles from these points here. That should be about an inch. That should go here. And we're going to go on the other side. That should go there. And of course on the bottom as well, we can't forget that. That should go here. And this one should go there. And now we're going to draw some more triangles. Like so. Let's move that out of the way. Put this here. That can go there. That. There. Line. Line. Line and line, and a final line down here and here. Now what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, just to make this even more clear, I'm actually going to Sharpie permanently these corner sections here, and you'll see why I'm doing that in just a moment. And I'm going to repeat that with the triangles that I've got there. So basically this is just a repeated process. So you do this over and over and over again. So we're going to do this and we're going to do this. In fact, I'm going to go around all of the little triangles that we've got here. And then I'm going to need to use probably a different coloured Sharpie for the next one. In fact, actually, while I've got a ruler in this orientation, why waste it, eh? So this at the moment looks like, if you're religious, it's the Star of David. It is just a 6-pointed star, which is cool, but we're going to keep going. You see, now we have individual sections that are each an inch long. And what we're going to do, I'm going to do these less accurately now. The more accurately you do this, the better it's going to look. But I just want to show you this really quickly because I want to show you some other fractals. Now on these, about a third of the way down, you draw another equilateral triangle on every single inch line like this. About a third of the way. Now, the more accurately you do this, the better this will look. I'm not doing this particularly accurately because I said I want to show you this quickly. But when you're doing this, please do it accurately. So you have those, and then on those you draw some more triangles like this. On these ones, you've got those here, you've got these here, you've got these here. You've got this one here, this one here, this one here, this one here, this one, 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 this one. And you can see this very simple draw a line, put it in thirds, gets very complicated very quickly. And this is actually, if you ever heard the saying that a butterfly's wings can cause a hurricane, this is related to that because it's a very, very simple pattern and you get a very, very complicated shape as a result at the end of it. And you can keep going and doing that. And this is called, I can't remember, it's something snowflake. It's basically it's a snowflake of some description. It is one of my favourite fractals to draw. The more accurately you draw it, the better it's going to look. And that is the first bit of maths drawing. The next one, again, it's another fractal. This one is, again, we're going to need an equilateral triangle. But this time we're just going to need it in half. And we can always find half of something. So we're going to do quite quickly again. We'll just do, let's do slightly bigger this time. Let's go for 4 inches this time. For that, I'm going to put our compasses on here. And I'm just going to draw a triangle. You know how to do this, so I'll be back in just a moment. So we now have a triangle drawn. What we're going to do now is make a smaller triangle inside of this. We're going to do that by finding halfway along these lines. Now we know these lines are 4 inches, so we can actually just measure them. So there's 4 inches. I'm going to use a pencil for a second. So there's a midpoint there. Here is midpoint here. And finally, here we go. There is the midpoint here. So we now have our 3 midpoints. We're going to draw our triangle connecting those. Like this. Like this. And like this. And we're going to colour that central triangle in. Like that. So now we've coloured that triangle in, we're going to repeat the process. But where to repeat it? Well, we've got 3 triangles here, so I'm just going to get a different colour so you can see. I'm going to find the halfway points of these triangles and do the same thing again. We've just drawn them in. I'm going to go over them ever so slightly in a different colour this time so you can see these triangles. And then when we've done that, we're going to colour it in. Now basically these are called fractals. It's essentially just a repeating pattern. You can come up with your own if you want to. These can get really, really complicated really, really quickly. But they are a lot of fun to draw. They do take a bit of time and a lot of patience. If you want to draw them accurately like I'm doing, they don't take as much time or as much patience as much patience if you don't want to draw them as accurately as I'm doing. They're good doodles if you're ever bored in a maths class and you want to doodle. These are brilliant things to do because you can then impress your maths teacher by saying, oh, but these are fractals. It's technically maths that you're drawing. Just colour this in blue. As you can see, I'm very slow at colouring. I'm going to show you one more after this with a square, and then we're going to call it a day with maths drawing there. Please do go and try these as well. They are a lot of fun to do. We're going to do perhaps one more of these because it's going to take ages to draw. So that is the next lot. Now what you can do is repeat the pattern again. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 triangles to do it in this time. So I'm just going to do the same thing again here. And you can colour it in again like that. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 squares to then do this in. So you can, I'm just going to do this one quickly by eye. Again, the more accurately you do this, the better it's going to look, but at this sort of size, I don't really suppose it matters that much. And as you can see, just by doing this pattern, we've done it 4 times now, you get incredibly detailed and complex shapes. And that is really one of the beauties of fractals. It's just very, very simple instructions that you repeat over and over again, and you get absolutely wonderful, chaotic looking, weird patterns like this. So all we're doing at the moment is just drawing in a triangle half the size upside down in the middle of, or actually a quarter of the size upside down in the middle, and colouring it in, and that gets you to this absolutely, I think, stunning looking pattern. I'm using different colours, which I think makes it look better. For demonstration purposes, you can do this in just one colour if you want to, multiple colours. It is entirely up to you. You could even do like different colours in all of these triangles here. And again, this is a really, really fun doodle to do if you're ever bored. It doesn't need to be accurate. I like it. Looks better if it is accurate. There we go. And we're going to have 1 and 2 more. So that is another fractal that you can do. You can do a similar thing with a square as well. So I'm just going to draw the square. So we have drawn a square, and what I've done is I've marked each line so it's in thirds. And what we're going to do, we're going to draw a smaller square inside the bigger square, like this. Now this works again better if you do it accurately, but again you can just be doodling it. And this is very, very similar to the triangle that we just did. There we go. Like that. And then just you can, what I would do is colour in these 5 squares, which I've just done very quickly so that I can show you this. And then what you do is you take these 4 squares and you do the same thing. You divide them into 3s. So we have it divided into more boxes, and then all you need to do is colour in these same 5 squares again, like that. And again, the more accurately you do this, the better it's going to look. And again, you can see that just doing this very simple pattern over and over and over again leads to incredibly, in my eyes, cool looking but rather complex shapes and patterns. And this is actually where the, if you, like I said earlier, this is where the a butterfly flapping its wings can cause a hurricane story comes from, because that moves a few molecules, which moves a few molecules, which moves a few more, and eventually you get really complex looking shapes like this. And then you can do the same thing probably in these, like that. I'm not even drawing the lines in, that will look something like this. and it gets incredibly complicated incredibly quickly. It is really cool to try. Please do try it. So that has been another episode of Cool Maths with Alex. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Please do check out the rest of the YouTube channel. There's some absolutely brilliant stuff on there. Other than that, thank you very much. Have a good day.